Curtis, Dan Mitchell, along with you for what promises to be a wild ride on a few different facets. Dan, how you doing, sir?
Doing great, Chris. How are you?
Fantastic, sir. That's going to be a good game of football, no doubt. Teams are getting ready and onto the field as we get going. We look at these two rosters. The Aztecs coming in at 4-6. They're on the outside looking in at the playoff picture. Tulsa comes in at 5-5. They're in for the moment, but desperately need a win to stay there.
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy game out here tonight. Both teams fighting for the playoffs. We see this comparison coming out. Aztecs just coming out strong at their 4-6, but they got the stats to beat it. Tulsa Desperados, as you said, 5-5, fighting for this playoff position. Both teams playing heavy on the offense, but when you got people like Matt Wilson and Deacon Nickens in the quarterback seat, you know you're expecting a lot, but you cannot step back on the ground game with Ray Bentley and Sanzo Robinson on the ground, gearing up to be a big one.
Also, you got to mention Phoenix Jones, the other part of that two-headed monster that is the Mexico City rushing attack. We'll have football for you here in just a moment. As we go forward, the Aztecs, they are not just chasing the playoffs at the moment, they are also chasing some history. 3 different Aztecs approaching all-time records and milestones that we must mention.
Oh yes, we have plenty of things coming up. Matt Wilson, being 1 away from the all-time leader in career touchdown. Ray Bentley showing up 3 touchdowns away from meeting up with BDG Hollywood, 2 away from 90 career touchdowns. And we also have tight end Mike Daggs, only 34 yards away from 4,000 career yards, the second tight end to do so other than Tiberius Bovine.
We are underway, though. Mexico City is going to get the football first. This is Joe Clark Jr. from the goal line, returning it to the 20. He'll make a juke move at the 20 to the 23, and that's where he is taken down. Let's talk about this Mexico City offense real quick as we go in. Matt Wilson, going to be your main quarterback, obviously. You have Phoenix Jones and Ray Bentley, as mentioned. Joe Clark Jr., the return man you just saw. K.L. Barrett and Richard Montague, your other wide receivers. Mike Daggs, your tight end. Cole Varner, your kicker for Mexico City. 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. We'll see what the Aztecs have for us on this first drive. Handoff through the middle, and a great play for Ray Bentley right through. Defense for the Desperados looks like this. It is Chris Andrews, the defensive end, along with Espen Rayel, the main linebacker for the Desperados. Berto Demora, that is Jaden Swift, KT Slayer, DJ Majesty, your defensive tackles and linebackers, along with Nate Heslep, Sim Franco Jr., Barry Barkley, and the last but not least, Charles Ball in the strong safety spot. Wilson on 2nd down, 2nd and 5 over the middle. That's caught, and a great grab towards midfield. Not much more than that. Daggs gets closer to his milestone.
Yeah, right there, starting off strong on the arm of Wilson. Quick tight end slant out there for Daggs. As you said, and that's all he put him in closer, Chris. He's moving up and quickly.
That was 18 yards on that reception. That puts him down to 16 left until he gets that milestone. Under center handoff. That's through the middle. That is not for very much. Phoenix Jones, first time he touches the ball, and it is 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see a lot of mix-up out of Mexico City. As we said earlier, Chris, you said that we have 2 high-strung running backs between Ray Bentley and Phoenix Jones, but Matt Wilson has plenty of arm in the air. They are an adaptable team, and it's going to be a tough matchup against the Tulsa defense.
We'll talk more about that 2-headed monster in Mexico City here eventually. 4 in the box defensively for Tulsa on a 2nd and 7. Wilson, 7-step drop, looks to throw, puts it over the middle, and that is deflected down to the ground. And nice work from the defense to get their hands on that one. DJ Majesty with the play in the middle.
DJ Majesty, a huge player for the Tulsa defense, and that would make him his 6th bat down on the season. He's big up there on the line, but stays his head in the air when he has to.
Look at a 3rd and 7. First time Mexico City has a 3rd down to work against. Both these teams desperately need a win. 3 to the right, 1 to the left for Wilson. That's Barrett to the left, throw right side, that's caught, and it is Joe Clark Jr. who gets towards the sideline. 1st down for Mexico City.
Joe Clark Jr., not very big. He's not the big slot receiver on Mexico City, but they'll use him when they have to. Great out route by him, picking up just enough for the 1st down. He's picking up 242 yards on this season so far.
Good work for him here. Multifaceted talent, also the return guy for Mexico City. We will look at a shotgun on 1st and 10 from the 43 in Tulsa territory. Wilson to throw. Over the middle. That's caught. That's a nice grab, and Wilson splitting the seam. 1st and 10 to the 26, and it's KL Barrett.
KL Barrett coming right down there. It was in traffic, but great little dot right there by Wilson. You can expect a lot right there from the Hall of Famer.
From the 26-yard line, a new set again. 2 to the left, 1 to the right for Wilson. To his right is Ray Bentley. Wilson to throw. Quick drop back. Scans the field. Throws down. Got Ray Bentley out there in the flats, and he's going to get taken down after a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9. Bentley doing work, and he's one of the more dependable receiving backs in the SFL.
Yes, Ray Bentley out here so far with 307 passing yards and 1 passing touchdown or receiving touchdown this season.
Under center. Wilson has 2 behind him, looks to throw to the outside again. It's Bentley again, tries a spin move, a double spin, and that'll get him as many as 5 yards. It's 3rd and 4, just to the 20-yard line. Got to get it to the 16 for a 1st down and set them up in the red zone.
Yeah, that right there. Richard Montague may have been able to pull back a bit and better block for Bentley, but it was all him on his own. Good on him getting up to the 20-yard line. Now they're in better field position.
2 to the right. In the gun is Wilson. See what they do on a 3rd and 4. Throw to the left. That's caught, but not much more to it. They'll gain a yard, but no further. And that is going to necessitate a Mexico City field goal attempt here as they get taken down before the 1st down.
Yeah, we'll see Cole Varner and the special teams come out. So far this season, Cole Varner is still perfect. 21 for 21. See if he can continue that streak.
From the middle hash. The 19-yard line makes it a 26-yard attempt for the right-footed kicker. Kick is on the way after a good hold. It is up, and it is through. So 3 points on the board for Mexico City. They get the first strike, first salvo in Tulsa.
Great starting drive at Mexico City. Bend not break defense showing right now by Tulsa. They are very, very adaptable and very open in their defense. You know, they have people like DJ Majesty, Espen Royale, Barry Barkley, Charles Ball, all who have great interceptions or sacks that you can play the entire air or ground game. But Mexico City's breaking through a good bit. See what happens on the other side of the ball.
Cole Varner ready to get it kicked off. It is Charles Ball back there for the return. He has the ball at the goal line. The 20. Who's left at the 20 to 25, and that is where he is taken down. So let's take a look at this Tulsa roster as we go forward. Tulsa's offense looks like this. Deacon Nickens, your quarterback, has 100 total touchdown passes after his one last week. Congrats to him. Sanzo Robinson, your running back. Javier Vasquez, your fullback. Jacob McCall, Corey Jones, Mike Osai, your wide receivers. Cameron Curtis and Anthony Mosley, your tight ends in the teal and red. Ready to go for 1st down. From the 25, Robinson gets the first carry. He's taken down from behind, and that's a great piece of work on defense from Pablo Zamora. We'll see a host of him throughout this night. He's along with Braden Ennis, the defensive end, Brock Lee, Orion Taylor, your defensive tackle, linebackers Tony Stack, Dexter Jackson, inside linebacker Nick Daggs, cornerbacks Zeron Pryor, Han Tayumi, Fran Ogawa, safeties Jeffrey Daggs, Pablo Zamora, who we saw, and Strike Savage for Mexico City. Handoff Robinson on 2nd down. He is taken down again after only a 1-yard gain and a big 3rd down early for Tulsa. They don't want to go to a quick 3 and out on this first drive.
Definitely not. So far, they've been shutting down the ground game. So let's see if they go to the air on this 3rd and long with Deacon Nickens and his over 3,000 passing yards this season.
5 wide on 3rd down. Right-hander backs up, left-hander backs up, throws left, and that is incomplete. Dangerous area for the defense for Mexico City to do work, and Han Tayumi gets a hand on it to knock it away. And don't look now, but a quick 3 and out for Tulsa.
Great start. You saw Deacon Nickens about to be pressured. Right there, Corey Jones, the target receiver, had a hand on it, but just wasn't enough. Great hand to Yumi, just knocking it just off course without any interference right there, but not pass interference. He may have had his hands on that and kept going downfield.
That was very, very good work by Han Tayumi, gold-rated cornerback. for the Aztecs. And don't look now, but the Aztec offense is going to get the football back here in fairly short order. Kind of lined up at his own 12-yard line. Joe Clark Jr. back there waiting on the return. This will go towards the midfield stripe, a little bit beyond it. Clark tries a spin to get to the 41, and no further. The Aztecs are going to come back with the ball in the lead as we come back to Tulsa. Stay with us. Back into Tulsa, Oklahoma. Chris Curtis, Dan Mitchell with you, Commissioner and producer Cameron Irvine on the buttons, as we have a key playoff matchup in front of us. And don't forget, Mike Daggs, 16 yards away from 4,000 for the career. Handoff Phoenix Jones on the first play, and it is 2nd and 8. Visit Sector6Apparel.com for all league and team apparel, including hoodies, t-shirts, team jerseys, and more. Sector 6, the official apparel provider of the SFL. 2nd down and 8 on the horizon as you take a look there at Espen Rael, one of the main impact linebackers defensive players for the Tulsa Desperados, as this becomes a 2nd and 8. Bentley back there on 2nd down. Wilson goes, throws on the run. That is caught near the 40-yard line. A great grab and catch, and that is Mike Daggs at the 40-yard line. Not quite enough to get it, but he is darn close.
He is just a few yards away right now, Chris. I would say that put him at about 4 or 3 yards left.
Yeah.
Right there for the 4,000-yard mark. So one more solid throw to him, and we'll have a celebration for that.
No problem there. Anticipate he'll probably be a part of the game plan going forward. Wilson to throw. Quick drop. Throw to the outside. Caught. Trying to make a man. Misses Bentley. He's going to get taken down after a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9. Last time these two teams met back on March 9th this season. And the Desperados lead the all-time series 1-0. Deacon Nickens, Richard Montague had a decent day, as well as Sanzo Robinson, 4 touchdowns on that afternoon. Very, very nice work.
Yeah, most of that came in the 3rd quarter right there by Tulsa, scoring 31 points in a single quarter. Crazy game out there.
3 to the right for Wilson. Throw to the outside. Has it in Bentley's hands. He can try to get the edge, and he'll get bumped out of bounds at the 31-yard line. 3rd and 3. Manageable 3rd down for Matt Wilson and company as they try to add on to this lead.
Many options available to them. As we've talked about a few times, Ray Bentley or Phoenix Jones both have options when you're this close, or they may mix it up with a quick pass by Matt Wilson in the backfield.
2 in the backfield. Jones and Bentley are back there. And there's 7 in the box defensively. Handoff. Bentley going to try to bunch his way through. That's not going to work. And a 4th and 3 on the horizon. They are in field goal range. It'd be a long one here for Cole Varner, but he's made longer. And at this point would be a 48-yarder.
Yeah, they gave Bentley marking him at the line right there. Another good one out for Cole Varner. It seems like Tulsa's defense can really put a good stop to them as they're getting closer to the end zone, but not much before it.
From the left hash, Varner ready to go. Trying to make it a 6-point lead. Snap is good. Kick is up, and on the way, it is up, and it is through. Plenty of leg to it, and it's a 6-0 lead for the Aztecs. So Cole Varner does his job. Tulsa gets the ball back here in just a couple of minutes as they are looking at a 6-0 deficit. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Desperado's going to get the football here in just a moment. Deacon Nickens and company trying to get back into this football game. Only down 6-0. Defense bending but not breaking, as Dan Mitchell alluded to earlier. And they have a chance to get back in this game, possibly even take the lead. That is Charles Ball with the return. Juke move right at the 20-yard line. He's taken down at the 21. So let's bring back out Deacon Nickens, Sansa Robinson and company, see what they can do for an encore on their second drive. Quick 3-and-out was the result of their first one, Dan, and basically their keys. So a lot of Sansa Robinson we're going to see, no doubt, but eventually they're going to have to beat the Aztecs through the air.
They definitely do, with receivers like Corey Jones and Mike Osai, who is not that far off, a huge receiver in this ball game. They really got to throw it up in the air and mix them up.
Robinson on first down has some room to go, gets about 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 3 as they get out to the 28. Robinson, definitely a key to this offense and has been all season long. Model of consistency he has been for the most part in the teal and red.
Sansa Robinson does have over 1,000 yards this season so far and over a 5-yard average per carry, which is nothing to scoff at on the running side.
Not at all. 2 to the right, 1 to the left for Nickens. And off Robinson again, trying to get the first down. He trucks through 1 and gets taken down at the 37-yard line. First and more, out to close to the 40.
Right there, it looked like, Sansa Robinson coming through like a truck. Hasn't been too happy with how the first drive went. Really nothing but just huge plays, trucking down number 93, Nick Daggs right there. Nick Daggs giving up on life a little bit as he can't even touch Sansa Robinson.
I formation for Nickens. And off Robinson. Through the middle. Doesn't quite want to cut it to the outside for some reason. He gets 3. No further than that. 2nd and 7 out to the 41.
Chris, I like what I'm seeing out of Sansa Robinson, but as you said earlier, we really have to see what Deacon Nickens can do with the ball. I know it didn't work out for them earlier, but that was definitely on the defense really playing the ball. Give it back to him. Give him another chance.
I'm sure they will have to at some point. 2 to the right, 1 to the left for Tulsa. 4 on the defensive line. Handoff Robinson. Linebacker trying to converge, and they get in front of Robinson and keep him there. 3rd and 4 after only a 3-yard gain. And he's off to a fairly good start. 6 carries, decent work, 25 yards.
Yeah, just under his average right now of over 5 yards per carry, but right there, the line didn't pull up with him, and the defensive linebackers just converged, as you said.
Offset eye. 7 or 8 in the box defensively for Mexico City. Nickens to throw to the outside, moves towards the sideline. That's a catch and a first down. That will work the crossing pattern turns out to be real good for Corey Jones.
That time we see Corey Jones get to the ball, and it was a great out route as it pulled exactly what they needed, just enough for the first down, and he was left pretty much undefendable. Great set of new downs for Tulsa.
28 yards traveled on this drive, this your 6th play. Under center. Nickens to throw. 7-step drop. Right side tipped, and the tip drill equals an interception for Mexico City. And no fault of the receivers. That's exactly how that goes sometimes. Mexico City gets the turnover. It's Fran Ogawa.
Fran Ogawa, that makes his 3rd interception right there on the season. Great awareness right there. Jacob McCall really just couldn't grab his hands on it, and Fran Ogawa just took full advantage of the situation. Great turnover there for Mexico City.
Obviously, real good field position for Mexico City. Wouldn't be surprised if they try to take a shot downfield, get an impact play. Wilson sees something at the line on first down. Toss play, right side. Bentley, spin move, gets the momentum churning forward. He'll have an 8-yard gain out to the 47-yard line.
Chris, it felt like Bentley was halfway on his knees that entire second half of that developing play, but he just stayed up. The Altered Beast, knowing that he cannot be stopped and making something, it wasn't called nothing, but maybe a 3-yard play into an 8-yard play is a great conversion.
He's been doing that his entire career, no doubt. 2nd and 2. From the 47-yard line, Mexico City looking for that real big strike to put them well ahead. Single back formation, handoff Bentley through the middle, has some room to go and plenty of speed. Out to the 42-yard line is where he ends up. 1st and 10, Aztecs as they move into Tulsa territory.
Before this game, Bentley had 665 rushing yards, and it looks like he's just trying to add on to it. And so far, he's just been trucking through, doing what Bentley does. So far, the line has been providing great coverage for him as well.
3 to the left, 1 to the right for Mexico City. Long drop back, and taken down is Matt Wilson. The Tulsa defensive line gets to him in the pocket, and that's gorgeous from them. And second and 16 after a 6-yard loss as we come to the end of the first frame. Aztecs still have the ball and the lead with a 6-0 advantage in Tulsa. Stay with us for the start of the second quarter. And back to Tulsa, Oklahoma after the Berto Demora sack. It sets up a 2nd and 16 for the Aztecs as they're on offense in the single back formation. 6-0 they lead currently, and this will be Wilson on that second down. He gets taken down again. 2 Desperados going to get to him, and it's Demora for the 2nd time in 2 plays.
You know, it's a huge tie when you get a sack, and getting them back-to-back for Demora. That puts him up to 14 total sacks this season alone.
Nice work for him, making it 3rd and a mile for the Aztecs as they are back across the other side of the 50. Wilson to throw, going for the first down, and got it! No way! To the 15, to the 10, 5, and down to the 3-yard line, marked out at the 2. What a play for Joe Clark Jr. in traffic to make that play on 3rd and long.
Huge, massive play right there in coverage, as you said, Chris, grabbing it and ball hawking it, looking like a strong safety out here, you know, just snatching that ball away, but it was the offensive side of the ball. Joe Clark Jr., you know, the 3rd wide receiver in the lineup. That was a huge play for him.
Don't forget, Matt Wilson has Rocco Marconi in his sights for passing touchdown all-time lead. Has a chance to tie him right here through the middle. Is he going to get an opportunity on this drive? Down to the 1. It's 2nd and goal.
I mean, Chris, when you got the offensive duo, though, of Ray Bentley and Phoenix Jones coming at you, and it's 1 yard, I'm going to be surprised, but it would be an interesting mix-up to see Matt Wilson throwing a pass right here.
Offset I formation on this 2nd and goal. Goal line defense set up for Tulsa. Handoff right side. It's Bentley. End zone touchdown. And Mexico City gets a further advantage on the board. Make it a 13-0 lead as long as the extra point has no issues.
80 9 career touchdowns for Bentley. That's another one in the book, catching up to BDG Hollywood. Congrats, you are just moving up, you altered beast. And Mexico City also taking a further lead, 13 pending the extra point.
And then don't forget, of course, BDG Hollywood still adding to that total, as he is the only other active player on the top three. Cole Varner ready to go for the extra point. High snap brought down well. Kick is up and on the way. It is up and it is through. It's a 13-0 lead for Mexico City as they now have a 2-possession advantage. Let's talk about the Aztecs. As we mentioned, we saw the turnover earlier that they forced. Their turnover differential has been great season over season.
Yeah, they have never net negative in the past 4 seasons. You see plus 13 first in season 11, plus 5 in season 12, and that was net them 7th, 12, which net them second in season 13. They're at plus 4, which would be now 5 currently in season 14.
And that is correct. Charles Barrow will down this in the end zone, and it's 1st and 10 for the Desperados as they try to come back off of a tipped interception that really, don't know if there was a ton of fault to go around other than just not being able to bring that one down. And don't look now, but they have to try to redeem themselves and get back into this ball game. Tulsa's crowd wants a reason to get loud. The 5-5 Desperados, who had a bit of a hiccup last week in the loss that they suffered. And this will be Nickens' throw right side. That's caught, a huge hit, but just past the first down marker. That's a great grab as Jacob McCall brings that one home.
And as you just said, Chris, Desperados did lose last week versus the Baltimore Vultures, but that's nothing to scoff at. They're still at 5-5. Both teams fighting for the playoffs. Tulsa's really fighting to secure a position as the playoffs are very tumultuous at this time.
Yeah, they could definitely use 2 wins to get them up to 7, which more or less seems to be the magic number as we go forward. This will be a run to the left for Sanzo Robinson, a 5-yard gain. There may be a handful of teams that get in with 6, but there's going to be a lot of tiebreakers in play to get that done.
Definitely, I would not want to be our commissioner, Cameron Irvine, at this time with so many ties going on, having to figure out who wins under what circumstance in these head-to-head battles.
In the gun, 2 with him is Robinson, or is Nickens. Robinson, one of them went with him. 4 on the defensive line for the Aztecs. Nickens to throw over the middle, has the post route good at the 45 in Mexico City territory. It's McCall again, 1st and 10.
Seems like so far favorite receiver is the rookie Jacob McCall, who coming into this game only had 311 yards and 2 touchdowns, but right now it seems like he's bumping up those numbers as a nice pass down the middle, right over the head of a receiver. Really seems like Deacon Nickens not afraid to throw the ball. He knew the tip wasn't his fault.
So looking at it, maybe they're working the middle of the field, try to open up the outsides. You get the safeties to cheat down into the middle of the field. Then maybe can burn them over the top. You got Corey Jones and Mike Osai out on the edges. Deep one over the middle again. This one is caught at the 23-yard line, 1st and 10, and it's not Jacob McCall this time. That is Mike Osai, his first grab.
This time, a star receiver right here, Mike Osai, who's been in the league for 8 seasons. And it's just as you said, I think, Chris, not exactly pulling the safeties back, but it seems like they're playing 2-3 zone right there. And, they're just burning the route right in that opening of the zone.
Robinson, the deep back in the offset eye, 4 on the defensive line. Nickens to the outside. Has the catch, out of bounds, he will go. Not much to that one. 4-yard gain for Corey Jones. It'll be 2nd and 6.
After those huge plays, I think that was a great crawl. No one was expecting them just to reel it in right there, pick up a nice out route, 4-4. He was wide open. Now they're just moving down in the SFL red zone.
19-yard line is where they're at. 7 and change left in this second quarter. Game moving fairly quickly at this point. Long drop back for Nickens. He's going to go back corner of the end zone, and no one in the general zip code. Intended receiver was Mike Osai. It becomes 3rd and 6.
Whole other country right there, Chris. That was going into the stands. I think he saw, maybe an X and was just trying to ping her real quick.
3rd and 6. Got to get it out to the 13-yard line. For the first, offset eye again for Nickens. 5-step drop, looks to throw over the middle. End zone, got it, touchdown, Tulsa. Exactly what they needed at the right time, and they bring it to within a one-score game. It is Jacob McCall.
Jacob McCall again, two huge plays, then Mike outside, then a little bit of Corey Jones, but no, in the end zone is the rookie. See him cross and pivot right there, almost a double cross, but he looks like he decides against it, leaving him wide open in between the two-zone coverage going on right there. Third career end season touchdown for the Rook.
And that'll bring up the extra point for the Desperados. Lonzie Champion out there, trying to make this a 13-7 game. Tulsa's crowd finally has a reason to make some noise. High snap brought down well. Kick is up and on the way. It is up and it is through. And the Aztecs have the lead and the ball coming back to them in a one-possession game. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. And welcome back in as the kickoff already done. Joe Clark Jr. taken down, and it's 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line as Mexico City has the football, starting their drive from there. Take a look at Ray Bentley next to Wilson. Wilson chasing history. Mike Daggs chasing history as well. See if they can get that on this drive. This will be a throw over the middle. That is caught over the middle towards midfield. And did he get? No, it's Cale Barrett over there. Didn't quite see the number just yet. 1st and 10 for the Aztecs.
So much build up for a little bit of disappointing right there, Chris, but it still worked out for them. Great first down, great slant of an ugly ball thrown by Wilson right there, but
yeah, a little bit of a duck.
Reeling it in, picking them up and moving them downfield.
A little bit of a duck, but they will take it. No doubt about that. And this is Wilson going to be under center, split backs formation. Bentley and Jones behind him. Wilson to throw. Over the middle. That is caught again, this time over the middle, and another first down for K.L. Barrett. He's working his way into the slot, and it's working out beautifully for the Mexico City offense.
Yeah, it seems like both teams kind of playing it down the middle. Mexico City with a quick slant in the middle, and also doing that middle fade or middle post, either or going on for them, and it's working out.
And you know who hasn't had a catch yet is Richard Montague. No catches for 86 up top. That'll be a handoff. Bentley has some room to go. Plenty of green in front of him. To the 15, tries to break a tackle at the 12, and he is taken down. Good work from Bentley to make things happen. 1st and 10 inside the red zone.
Ray's trying to catch that 90 real quick, Chris. He's chasing after it. He knows it's coming, and that's all he wants. And he's getting great blocks right there. The safety's not even having a chance, really, besides number 48 coming in. Charles Ball, return man, really knows how to get his speed going.
Talk about that rushing attack for Mexico City, the dynamic duo that is. They've got over 1,000 yards between the two of them now, Ray Bentley and Phoenix Jones.
It's a very interesting combo they got, when you're utilizing both your halfback and fullback for over 200 carries total. It's huge. And we see Ray Bentley again just come out in midfield.
Absolutely. 5 yards for him there. 2nd and 5. They can still get a first down at the 2-yard line as he continues to truck his way forward.
So far, Chris, we're seeing very back-to-back, quick-moving drives. Earlier, we saw Tulsa just pounding downfield. Now we're seeing Bentley with huge runs.
See what Tulsa can do defensively. They've had a bend but don't break attitude for the most part. They did break down last time into the end zone. That one in? It is. It's K.L. Barrett with the touchdown, and that is going to tie the all-time mark for Matt Wilson. Brocco Marconi and Matt Wilson tied at the top of the SFL all-time leaderboard for passing touchdowns.
Well, Chris, all we got to see now is him break it and do it again. And then we got to see Tulsa fire back, and we can have a real offensive shootout coming throughout this game.
No doubt. Congrats to Matt Wilson, however. Huge pass there to get his team up again to scores. Looking at a 20-7 ball game. Rocker Marconi for those SFL non-historians. of Grand Rapids and Minneapolis fame from very early in the SFL era, and that is up and through on the extra point. 19-7, Mexico City. Now 20-7, obviously. Up on Tulsa, 2-possession game, but the big story here, Matt Wilson has now tied Rocco Marconi on the all-time passing touchdown list. See if he can break it even this half. That would be interesting, as the Tulsa about to get the ball back. This one up and gone. Charles Ball has the ball, and he's going to bring it out to the 20. Moves right at the 20, trying to evade a tackle, and he'll get taken down at the 22-yard line. So don't look now. 1st and 10 for the Desperados as they try to get back within 6 points, or at least get it back to a one possession if at all possible. But they need touchdowns. They cannot trade touchdowns for field goals at this point.
No, very early in the game, but we'll see them move downfield and see if they have the same game plan as last drive.
Hand off Robinson on 1st down, tries to get the edge, does have some green in front of him. 1st down and more, out to the 39-yard line, and he's done some really good work wearing down those linebackers, giving him chase.
Yeah, that right there was some great awareness and just overall play by the halfback, Sanzo Robinson, really finding all the holes, really finding where his blocks were coming from, and just playing that line until the secondary had to come and clean it up for him, getting the 1st down and then some.
1st and 10 for Tulsa. Gotta get to the 49 for a first. Plenty on the defensive side of the ball for Mexico City on the defensive line. They're expecting a steady diet of Sanzo Robinson here on 1st down. And who is Tulsa to disappoint? They do give it to the man, and he is taken down after a 1-yard loss. 2nd and 11. It's Pablo Zamora coming up to lay the wood.
Yeah, Zamora really coming it. You saw Mexico City start pressing their secondary in a bit more. I think they're expecting a lot of Sanzo Robinson, as we all are. So it is no surprise.
Not at all. Not at all. He's definitely good for what he is, a very good running back. Handoff. He gets another carry here, but he's taken down behind the line again. Mexico City seems prepared for that attack on this drive. Linebacker gets in the way. It'll be 3rd and long coming up.
Chris, I really like what Mexico City's defense is doing. They're not stacking the box. They're pulling back just a bit so they have enough time to react. So for an outside handoff that right there to Sanzo Robinson, they can get to him quickly enough, in that time quickly enough for a tackle for loss.
Dexter Jackson on the stop for Mexico City. Nickens with 5 wide on 3rd and long. 3-step drop, puts it deep over the middle. That one's picked off. You almost saw that one coming into the outstretched arms of the center fielder. That is Pablo Zamora, who made a hit earlier and gets an interception here.
Right there, that puts him up for 37 career interceptions and 3rd on the season right there. Huge play. As you said, I mean, it looked exactly like it was meant for him. That ball was his from the start.
Nice job breathing the eyes of Matt Wilson for Pablo Zamora. Brings that one in. It's 1st and 10 for the Aztecs. Mike Daggs 4 yards away from 4,000 for the career. Matt Wilson trying to break the all-time mark. Give it to Bentley on 1st down. He's going to break through one tackle, has some room to go, and that is out to the 35-yard line. It's 1st and 10.
A solid 11 to 12 yards after contact right there, Chris. You know, you can never really just give it up for Ray. And then you have Phoenix Jones as well, who we talked about earlier. You got this great combo coming out of Mexico City. And Tulsa just has to respond. They've been showing sparks, but they need some big plays, definitely on the defensive side of the ball now.
1st and 10. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Backfield has Ray Bentley chilling in it. Wilson to throw. Right side, Ray Bentley has the football and room in front of him. He's got a 1st down and more, trying to burn the sideline, and he does well. Out to the 18-yard line. 1st and 10. They're in the red zone for the 4th time tonight.
Right there, it looked like, you know, something only a veteran can do. Tip-tapping his way, tap dancing, just playing that entire line, never stepping out till he has to, picking up way extra yardage, you know, just overall playing wonderfully tonight.
See what Bentley and company have for us on a new set of downs. He's in the backfield with Matt Wilson. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Quick drop, looks to throw, throws kind of short on a crossing pattern and out. Not much to that, but it is a 6-yard gainer for Mike Daggs, and that is going to do it, ladies and gents. 4,000 receiving yards on the totals for Mike Daggs, second tight end ever to reach that mark. Tiberius Bovine, of course, the first to the ageless wonder, Tiberius Bovine. And congrats to Mike. Huge milestone for him, but I know he'd love nothing more than to get his team a second championship as we head into the 2-minute warning. 120 seconds to halftime. Mexico City up 20-7. Stay with us. We're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Back in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Mexico City knocking on the door again from the 13-yard line. Aztecs trying to make it a 20-point game if they can do it. Bentley's in the backfield. 2 to the left, 1 to the right for Wilson. Handoff, Bentley through the middle, breaks a tackle. Not much more than that, though. He'll get a yard or two out to the 3rd and 3 for the Aztecs. So a glimmer of hope for Tulsa. Yes, you're down at the moment. You may very well be down going into the half. But the last time these two teams met, their only other in-season meeting against each other earlier this season, and Tulsa threw off 31 unanswered points in the 3rd quarter, which amounted to a comeback win against Mexico City. That's to the outside and out of bounds. Ball not caught. And that is going to be 4th and 3. A chance here for Mexico City to add 3.
Yeah, pretty much a chip shot for Cole Varner, even after what we saw from him earlier. You really saw Tulsa defense adjusting both of these last 2 plays, adjusting into around a cover 1 man and just pressing up on the Mexico City line, stopping any chance they have and really pressuring Matt Wilson.
Kick up and on the way here in just a moment from the middle part of the hash marks. It's a 28-yarder. Snap good, hold good, kick up and on the way from Varner. It is up and it is through, no doubt about it. So 23-7, only a 16-point deficit, not the end of the world. If you are there's also Desperados here, as they're clinging to their playoff lives, as are the Aztecs. Aztecs coming in at 4-6. They were sitting at 13 coming into this game as far as league standings. Tulsa, after the win by Chicago, that bumped them down to number 9 in the playoff rankings, and they need to be in the top 10 to secure that spot, so they need a win as well. Charles Ball going to bring this back out to the 21-yard line, where Deacon Nickens and company will bring themselves out for this next drive. All 3 timeouts and a minute and a half to go before halftime. They have a chance to do something here.
Yeah, if it's like their scoring drive, the one they have, that was a very fast-paced, moving down the field drive, and they have plenty of time left to do so again.
Offset eye. Robinson with the red armband back there is the deep back. He'll go up to block. Nickens to throw. Deep over the middle. Tipped again and nearly picked off again. That was dangerous. And Tayumi in the area. I believe he's the one who got the hand on ball to knock that one away. 2nd and 10.
Tayumi adding on to his 8th bat down this season. You know, he's been all over the ball tonight, and he's really showing up. That was a huge vertical leap right there, Chris.
Saw an earlier one from Pablo Zamora that ended up in an interception. Talk about vertical leaps. Nickens with 2 interceptions tonight. He unfortunately had 5 a week ago, looking to try to kill that number. He comes into the game with 100 total touchdowns through the air. That's to the outside. Caught, out of bounds he goes. 2nd and 5. As that one will be McCall, who has the only receiving touchdown for the Desperados so far.
Nice little quick pass down the middle for Jacob McCall, running out of bounds, stopping the clock. But now they're at 3rd and 5, 3rd and manageable, but they have to get quick and think about what they're going to do if they want to keep this drive alive.
Nickens in the offside eye once more. 2 to the right, 1 to the left, 4 on the defensive line for the Aztecs. Big 3rd down. Handoff Robinson instead, and he will not get enough for the first. Tulsa's going to call a timeout, Mexico City's going to call a timeout, as they will use one of theirs, and they will get the ball back before this half is done.
I think that's a great game plan right there. I mean, even just another good shot by Cole Varner somewhere in the other side of the field would put them up a very substantial amount, giving them a nice 19-point lead if that were to happen.
Fourth and 4. Hunter lined up from his own 12, gets the 15 and hands the boot to it. And it'll get out to the 37-yard line for Jeffrey Daggs, and he's taken out at the 39. 1st and 10 for Mexico City. They will get the ball back in short order. We are not done yet here on 11 Sports and FTF. We've got more coming later tonight. Out in the Sunshine State, don't forget, it is Cameron Irvine and Charles Doherty waiting for our conclusion as the Vultures head to Florida, take on the Storm. That happens on or around 9 Eastern at the conclusion of this game in Tulsa. Wilson to throw. Outside, Bentley has the catch, can't turn it upfield. 1-yard loss. He steps out.
Right there, Tulsa playing some press. I know they really want to shut down Matt Wilson. With all this time still available to Mexico City, their only options are a quick 3-and-out if they want the ball back in this half, or maybe a quick turnover, but that's not very likely to happen so far if they stay on the ground with Ray Bentley.
Bentley in the backfield on this play. 2nd and 11, 3 to the right. Play action. Thrown left towards the sideline. That's caught. Stepping out of bounds. Not much more to that one. Richard Montague sighting his first catch of the day.
Quick out route for Montague right there. You know, I think that was not the slot Matt Wilson originally was planning to throw to on the play action, but as he was starting to get pressured, it was the only open one, and a great one, really, to pick up a nice 3rd and 2 for a Bentley run.
That's potentially what could happen here. He's done it a couple times tonight, been able to get first downs on short little runs like this. So it could also hand it off to Phoenix Jones potentially, but it looks like he's not on the field. So it is Bentley back there. 3 to the right, 1 to the left again for Wilson. It'll be a Wilson throw instead. 5-step drop, deep right side. That is picked off, and back the other way comes Tulsa as it's caught at the 20-yard line. Sim Franco Jr. has the ball, and the Desperados turn it over.
Make that Sim Franco Jr.'s 6th interception on the season. Talk about vertical leaps, Chris. We've been seeing a lot of them tonight. Everyone's ball hawking for it. Everyone wants this ball. And great turnover. 50 seconds, 3 timeouts for Tulsa on their own 30. It's okay field position. See if they can move down the field quickly.
Yeah, they got tons of time. They also get the ball back at the start of the second half as well. Give them something to hang their hopes on. Deep over the middle. That ball is caught past midfield. They'll call a timeout. 1st and 10 for Tulsa as they have a chance here just outside of field goal range.
Right there, quick Corey Jones catch. Really just cutting it right down there, coming in the middle in coverage. You know, great throw right there by Deacon Dickens, really seeing when his route was going to be run perfectly and dotting it in between 2 receivers. And now they're on Mexico City's 49 right past midfield. They're moving quick.
Offset I formation for Nickens. Change up at the line here. Handoff, right side, Robinson, plenty of room, and that is going to be a 2-yard gainer. 2nd and 8 at the 47-yard line. They're going to run a no huddle here. Nickens gets taken down behind the line. They'll call a timeout to get themselves settled, and at midfield they find themselves in a 3rd and long.
That was one of the fastest blitzes right there by Orion Taylor I've ever seen, Chris. He came charging in like a train.
Good work from Mexico City to force the Desperados' hand. Now it's a 5-wide set for Nickens. Looks to throw. Ball over the middle, that is caught. What a way to split the seam. They're going to call their last time out. I think they're going to have enough time here to potentially, do they go for the field goal here, or do they try at the end zone once?
I think they go for it at least once, but worst case scenario, you know everyone's ball hawking tonight, Chris, so I'd be afraid of an interception, but they're down a good bit. I mean, at this point, it's up to your coach. Do you want to go for it all and risk it, or do you want to play it safe?
I think I'm going for it here. I think you got the talent out on the field, but it looks like they are not going to agree with us. They are going to bring out the field goal unit and have them try to trim this to a 13-point lead that'll at least get it back down to a manageable 2-touchdown advantage without doing anything with the 2-point conversions. This one going to be from 44. Kick up and on the way from Lonzy. Champion is up, and it is through. 23-10 in favor of the Mexico City Aztecs. Champion gets them some points back at least, though, and that is huge going into the locker room with only a few ticks left.
Yeah, that right there moves Lonzy Champion up to 17 of 20. Nice 43-yard long kick, moving them up. But Mexico City does have 23 seconds to work with this ball and 2 timeouts. Who knows what could happen?
They do. Back there's Joe Clark Jr. on the kick return. And he is up and has the football at the 2-yard line. Brings it back out to the 20, moves right at the 20 to the 22, and gets taken down at that point. So bring out Matt Wilson one more time before the end of this half. See what he can do with the ball in his hands. And, of course, you have Ray Bentley. I mean, do they run it here to just run out the clock? Do they try for something long and deep on the edge? Anything can really happen at this point. Your playbook is open with 19 seconds to go. Wilson's under center. Handoff, Phoenix Jones through the middle, and it'll be a 2-yard gainer, not much more than that, out to the 24.
And it seems like as no timeout is being called, they are content with just running this clock down and going into the half with a substantial lead.
No doubt about that. That should do it. And as we will go into the halftime break, it is a 23-10 Aztec lead and a must-win for both teams as we head to Dan Mitchell for the halftime thoughts and analysis in Tulsa.
You know, so far, it's been a great showing. Early on, Mexico City had some crazy drives, but Tulsa is warming up. We're seeing the passing yards right there, 203 for Mexico City, 129 for Tulsa. Rushing yards, only 76 for Mexico City and 47 for Tulsa. Total yards you see there. Time of possession's a big one. Mexico City has had a lot more chances at the ball and a few solid turnovers. Tulsa has one so far, and it was a very nice play. I think Mexico City has a good chance, but we saw in their previous meeting, Chris, that the same thing happened where Mexico City had a substantial lead and Tulsa came around and gave them a good beating, 40-33. So we shall not see that again, possibly when Mexico City's more aware and has a retrospect kind of feel. So far, Matt Wilson's been throwing great. You know, he hit the all-time leader in his career touchdowns, and he's been throwing a solid game. Both teams have been favoring a very direct post and fade route down the middle for their deep plays, but they go to the out route every once in a while, but they only use it as the standard play does, you know, picking up that quick first down and just trying to throw something safe. So far, Ray Bentley has been carrying the ball a lot. We've not seen as much of Phoenix Jones as I thought we would, so hoping to see more out of him in the second half. Sandra Robinson has not been picking up so much, but they haven't been utilizing him as much. Deacon Nickens staying in the air after the earlier drives. So far, Jacob McCall, rookie on Tulsa, has been huge. You see right there in the replay in the background with the touchdown on their side. He's been a huge asset in the middle, just a very physical player. I mean, he's only 6 foot, 200 pounds, but he's playing that ball like he's a 6'8" tight end, and he's doing a great job at it. Bentley's had a few breakaways, 2 or 3, and they've been very helpful to Mexico City. Expect to see a few more out of him today. I'm expecting to see a lot more interesting gameplay, Chris, and I'm hoping for a very close game as we're coming in to the third half. We can't forget about their sacks, though, as well as Berta Demora coming in with 1.5 attributed to him, about 2 on the defensive side of the ball.
Absolutely. Deacon Nickens with 2 interceptions so far today. Fran Ogawa and Pablo Zamora on the Mexico City side got him a little while ago. And on the other side, Sim Franco Jr. has taken the ball away from Matt Wilson on a ball that was intended for, I believe that was Cale Barrett. on the right side. So the good work so far from the defenses. They're playing their hearts out in a 13-point game. This is not the end of the world for Tulsa. If you remember back to the last time these two teams met, they rattled off 31 unanswered points in the third quarter to eventually take that win. They lead the all-time series 1-0. Third quarter about to get underway in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Chris Curtis, Dan Mitchell with you, Cameron Irvine, our producer and commissioner, on the buttons, and you guys all in Twitch chat. Twitch.tv/FTF Next is where you can go to participate in the chat for this game. You see Prodigy Punk, Mince in Mind, AJ Today, Jackson, Phoenix Jones, and plenty of others enjoying the game with each other, having a good conversation as Mexico City and Tulsa go for a must-win. Cole Varner has the ball on the tee and away, and we are good to start the third quarter. It's Charles Ball from his own end zone, about 5 yards deep, and he'll get out to the 22-yard line. So bring out Deacon Nickens and company, and we saw a steady diet, Daniel, of Sansa Robinson early in that first half. It kind of faded towards the second quarter and into the late stages of the second quarter. I expect to see a renewed effort from him at the start of this drive.
I definitely think after a hefty break, he may have a big breakaway. We haven't seen one from him really huge yet. I'm expecting at least one in this game.
Offset I formation. Robinson is the deep back. He'll get the ball on first down through the middle. Gets through about the C gap, and that's going to be a 2nd and 7 after a 3-yard gain.
You see the comparison between the halfbacks right there. Sansa Robinson at 50 yards, Bentley at 67. They're not too far away from each other. The only difference right now is Bentley has a touchdown when Sansa Robinson does not. Let's see if we throw more of him on the board so far.
Well, that's just it. That's part of the reason we haven't seen a lot of Phoenix Jones. Bentley has been a very efficient runner to this point. No real need to bring him out. This will be a 2nd down throw to the left. That is caught. Not much to that one, but a good piece of work. It's 3rd and 1 for the Desperados.
Both teams have been favoring this, and it's been working out for both teams at the same end. You know, this quick out route just to pick up. That time, not the first down. Sometimes they work it for the first down, but just to, you know, give them a nice setup, stop the clock, and pick up a good little chunk of yardage.
Corey Jones at the bottom of your screen. Mike Osai at the top of your screen. See what Nickens has for us on 3rd down. Handoff Robinson has the edge, got to burn it. He's got some room in front of him. Out to the sideline to the 40-yard line and out to the 50 near midfield. 1st and 10. Sansa Robinson doing work at the start of the second half.
Right there, Chris, I really thought I was going to question that hesitation. You see him make a quick cut in the early development of that play, but good on him as he really angled himself around his blocker, giving him enough to pick up that first down, and then a good chunk more, as you said, right before midfield. Sansa Robinson pushing them downfield and quickly. Tulsa really utilizing this first chance at the ball coming into the second half.
13-point game. A couple minutes into the third quarter. Offset I for Deacon Nickens. 4 on the defensive line for Mexico City. Quick handoff to Robinson. Not much to that one. 2nd and 12 after a 2-yard loss.
Ryan Taylor coming in, you know, he had some big plays, 3 tackles so far, 2 for a loss. It seems like when the big boy comes in, it's going to be in the backfield, and great for him. They're now 2nd and 12. Tulsa has to, you know, reset and see what they do on this long yardage.
In the gun, Nickens. 2 with him to throw outside. Caught Corey Jones out to the outside. He's got to get about 5 yards on it. Make it a 3rd and manageable at the 46-yard line. And so the more they get that man, Mike Osai should say, involved, the happier they will be. Tulsa will be on offense.
I want to give it up to the Mexico City line for really breaking through that coverage, making Deacon Nickens feel pressured as his 2 backs really couldn't protect him at all.
Nickens in the gun by himself, talking about no protection. He's got none with him. In the gun, quick drop back, scanning the field, throwing over the middle, trying to find a seam. That's going to hit the back of an Aztec and hit the ground. Corey Jones is the intended receiver, and it'll be 4th and 5.
Yeah, that right there was just, you know, a great coverage by Mexico City defense, you know, all up in that zone coming on, and, you know, Deacon Nickens couldn't find a single hole in there. I know maybe he thought he saw something, but now they're at 4th and 5, having to punt it away right after midfield.
Good work from Jeffrey Daggs, the safety coming over there. Looked like it might have hit him in the back in live action. Aside from that, replay shows it actually hit him in the hand, so a pass deflect for him. And that will work. Punt upcoming Jeffrey Daggs waiting back for the return. He'll let it bounce at the 10 to the 3 to the 2. Can they stop it? They cannot. And it'll come out to the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for Matt Wilson and company.
I really thought it was going to land right there on the goal line, Chris, and it was going to be an ugly come away. You know, they can do it with Ray Bentley, but that is not where you want to be on your own one.
No, that'll work, though, for Mexico City as they try to extend this lead. Have a chance to go back up by 20 points if they can get into the end zone. 2 to the right, 1 to the left for Matt Wilson. 1 in the backfield, that's Bentley. Hand off Bentley. Trying to cut through a hole. He does. He gets through 1 desperado, but 2 more converge on him immediately. 3-yard gain for Ray Bentley. He's got 70 yards on the day.
Yeah, that right there was a great work by your secondary, really coming in. Bentley broke through the line, but Charles Ball and Barry Barkley, recognizing what Bentley can do, really pushed forward a bit. It gave him some cushion and just slapped him down.
In the gun is Wilson. Bentley to his right. Has some targets on there. Moves in the pocket. Throws towards the sideline. Caught Cale Barrett out of bounds. 1st down. Out to the 32.
Matt Wilson very much being pressured right there by Tulsa. You know, they were coming and converging all around him. Still finds Cale Barrett and picks up the 1st down. That's what you expect out of the veteran Hall of Famer quarterback.
First and 10 from the Aztec 32. Handoff through the middle. Plenty of room in front of him, and that is going to be a tackle down at the 40-yard line. So they are closing in on midfield. Ray Bentley, more work for him. He's been pretty good so far in this game.
That time I wouldn't even attribute to Ray Bentley. That time his line really just broke open a huge hole for him on the left side of the field, and he didn't have to put in any work at all.
Under center is Wilson. Hand off. Broken tackle for Bentley. Has some room to go. Right side. Actually, Phoenix Jones on that run. 1st and 10 for Mexico City out to the Tulsa 47-yard line, and they're driving.
We finally get to see some more Phoenix Jones, you know, the fabled fullback who's been matching up with Bentley so far this season, and he provides some great source showing that he can break tackles too, and you see Barry Barkley come in having to clean that up.
So another 1st down for Mexico City as they move the chains again. Looking like they might expect a run. Tulsa on the defensive line. They're stacking the box. Handoff Phoenix Jones through the middle, and he will get another 8 yards. Don't forget, if you're new to the SFL, get your spot in the SFL Minor League, SFL-M, today to claim your spot and begin your SFL career. Subscriptions are going fast, and the inaugural kickoff begins in April. First Pro subscribers get first priority on choosing their position, so don't delay your career another second. We can't wait for you to hashtag make an impact. Simulation.football for more information. That's going to be to the outside. Nothing much to that. 3rd and 1, and a key 3rd down and 1 here for Mexico City as they try to take more time off the clock.
Yeah, just as you said, Chris, they are really burning the clock with this drive, keeping it on the ground between Phoenix Jones and Ray Bentley. I think they're trying to just pressure Tulsa, make them a bit anxious, and throw them off their game, but this is a very manageable 3rd and 1 for the Mexico City.
3 in the backfield for Wilson. And that's going to be to the outside. Nothing much to that. They will lose a yard, will Phoenix Jones, and it's going to be decision time, likely a punt coming from Mexico City to give Tulsa the ball back.
I would if I was them. They have a very substantial lead right now, just under 2 possessions. And, you know, a punt is good. Their defense has been matching Tulsa score for score, and it seems like they're coming out with the special team for the punt.
Yeah, it would have been a long field goal from there. Snap is high. Oh, it was nearly blocked as well. That's going to get out to about the 15-yard line and taken down at the 15. So when we come back, Tulsa gets the ball back. They only have a 13-point deficit to work against. We'll be back right after this. Back to it in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Chris Curtis, Dan Mitchell with you as we are in a must-win situation for both of these two teams. Mexico City at 4-6, Tulsa at 5-5, both coming off of defeats last week against their respective opponents, and both would love to get back in the correct side of the column this week. 23-10, Mexico City has the advantage in this third quarter. Sanzo has some room to go, trucks through another, has plenty of room. He's going to get out to the 40 and get taken down from behind. What a play. Dags is going to catch him, and it's 1st and 10. And you talk about Sanzo Robinson. We were just speaking about him on the last drive. He has been a monster in this season. 8 rushing touchdowns. He's over 1,000 yards on the season, one of only a few to do it in season 14, and he's got second most among running backs for his rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, massive play by him. Really seeing a huge long. We've seen one out of him earlier, but that was what I was expecting to see when you see a Sanzo Robinson game.
I formation. Maybe some more Robinson. He's going to try to cut it to the outside. Has a broken tackle, but 2 more Aztecs get to him and make that a fairly forgettable gain. 2 yards, 2nd and 8.
I would argue Chris, he made something out of nothing. He was really just hit in the backfield, and he kept going for 2, so he did make something out of nothing. Another 2 and 8, and they're moving downfield. Tulsa showing some life in them.
Fran Ogawa in on that stop as well. Under center. Deacon Nickens, 2 behind him. Handoff, 1 more for Robinson. Going to try to get the edge on the block, and he's going to get taken down again after a 1-yard gainer. 3rd and 7, and well, the Desperados have put themselves in a not very enviable 3rd down situation against one of the better 3rd down teams in the SFL.
Yeah, they forced themselves into this position right now. I would have argued maybe throwing a pass before throwing it to Sanzo again. You saw that they were stacking it up. Mexico City knows they're favoring Sanzo right now, and now they change their defense up for a good deep pass.
In the gun to throw, short, got to turn it upfield. Can he get there? He cannot. That's unfortunate for Tulsa. It's 4th and 1. Decision time for them, but I would expect a punt on the other side of this. That did not work.
I would argue a punt is the best, but at the same time, Mexico City was just running the clock down so much between their 2 running backs, and they get another chance to do so.
Well, this would be a prime position to go for it if they decide to do it. 4th and 1. They do. Handoff. Robinson got it. Big first down for the Tulsa Desperados. 1st and 10 to the Mexico City 47.
That's when you just have complete trust in your players. We got 1 yard. We got a star halfback in Sanzo Robinson who's been showing up and definitely warmed up for tonight. And they say, you know what? We're just going to go for it. I'm so happy they did. That was a great and very exciting play by them.
1st and 10 for the Desperados. Handoff. Robinson goes nowhere. 2nd and 11. A real nice play by the Mexico City defense.
Mexico City line wasn't too happy about that last play, Chris, so I think they really they have Sanzo's name out for him.
Let's go. 2nd and 10 from the Cheetah, 48 yards.
Let's take a look at a 2nd and 11. Offset I formation for Nickens. To throw. Give Robinson the football. He's got 2 Aztecs on him, and he gets taken down behind the line. 3rd and long again at the 48-yard line. And don't look now, but they're in some trouble again on offense.
It also really seems like they want to put themselves in these stressful situations, maybe to get the adrenaline running, just really get up and going, so they force themselves into huge plays to see if they can convert this one.
In the gun, Nickens to throw. Looks, throws on the cross. That is a catch. There is a flag down. Want to see where this ends up. Miller, the backup, in on the grab. We'll see what Stripes has to say.
Pass interference, number 45.
Okay, so don't look now, but it is a DPI call. Savage, the guilty party for Mexico City. And I want to see where that puts the football here. 23-10, Mexico City with the lead. It is now a 1st down for Tulsa. So mistakes on the Mexico City defense give Tulsa new life as they're on the Mexico City side of the field. Split backs for Deacon Nickens once more. Handoff. Robinson again, seen a steady piece of work from him. This drive, 3 yards more, adds to the total. 39-yard line is where they're at.
Yeah, that pass interference really gives Tulsa a new breath of life. They really got a lucky breakaway with that one. Maybe with a quick curl, Deacon Nickens knew exactly what he was doing and called it in his mind, but, good for them, and now they have another chance at the ball.
Robinson gets the handoff again, lurches forward and nearly gets the first down, make it 3rd and 1 for him as they get a much more manageable situation. They're at the 33. From here, it'd be a 50-yard field goal, but if you're Tulsa, you don't want to wait and get another field goal. You'd rather go for the end zone, I'm sure.
No, you definitely do not.
So that is going to bring us to the end of the 3rd frame, as the high scoring from the last time these two teams met has not been the same here in the SFL. All right, back to it. Tulsa has the football, moving right to left on your screen. 3 in the backfield for Deacon Nickens on a 3rd and 1. Nickens to throw. 5-step drop throw to the outside. Got to turn it upfield. Does. Santo Robinson has a first down. 1st and 10. Mexico City 27 is where they're at. A new set of downs again as they're in field goal range.
That was a risky play right there. Quick check out to Sanzo, but it worked out for them. Seemed like the defender had a hesitation moment, and it worked out. Now they're getting new set of downs.
Tulsa is in a good spot here. They're able to put some points on the board. They just need to rely on their defense to get a stop. Over the middle. Oh, that should have been picked and probably brought back to the house. That is Daggs jumping the route, nearly bringing that back.
That was Jeffrey Daggs' ball every day of the week right there, Chris. I am so surprised he didn't walk away with it. Really seems like Tulsa's getting lucky break after lucky break, and if they do not capitalize, it would be a shame.
Daggs has caught a few of those in this season alone, let alone the career for him. Offset I formation for Deacon Nickens again. Nickens has the football, handoff Robinson, left side, gets a couple, actually 1 yard on the run, make it 3rd and 9.
They are forcing themselves back to back to back, Chris, into these 3rd and longs. I would hate to constantly be in the scenario, definitely against the Mexico City defense. I cannot imagine it's fun for Tulsa.
3 to the right, 1 to the left for Nickens. He's in the gun by himself in a 5-wide set. Looks to throw to the sideline. That is caught, but falling out of bounds, I should say, is going to be Mike Osai. 4th and 4. Decision time for Tulsa. Probably going to try to kick a field goal.
As much as you hate to settle for 3 would not be the worst place. Putting them at a 10-point deficit. Still not a fun place to be, but doable if they get another field goal and a touchdown with 9:50 to work in this game.
Lonzie Champion lining up. It's a 37-yarder, 38-yarder from here. From the right hash. Snap good, hold good, kick up and on the way. It is up, and it is right through the uprights from 38. Give it a 23-13 lead for Mexico City. Mexico City going to get the ball back here when we come back to Tulsa, Oklahoma. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. We are back in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Joe Clark Jr. on that return gets it out to the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for Mexico City as they have the ball and plenty of time to burn off of this clock as they're trying to get to 5 and 6 and put themselves in a decent spot to contend for one of the last 3 remaining playoff spots in the SFL season 14 calendar. Wilson to throw to the outside, has Bentley out there, turns it upfield, plenty of green, gets past 1, but steps out of bounds on his initial juke move, and it'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, Charles Ball out there really not even trying to tackle Bentley. At least it looked like it, but he did force him out, which is all you can really ask for after he got so much room to go. And now we're seeing, Tulsa's best play is to 3 and out them, but after a quick 6-yard pickup, that's going to be hard to go against this ground game of Mexico City Aztecs.
Under center, Matt Wilson. Defensive line moving right. Linebackers coming in to maybe show a little bit of extra help. And it'll be a toss play right side. Spin move. It'll be a double spin. Maybe not intentionally, but it nearly worked as Ray Bentley gets taken down after a couple-yard gain as Charles Ball in the area to make things worse.
Yeah, Ray doing a little bit of ring around the rosy as too many defenders come in and spin him around. Now 3rd and 3. Great stop so far by Tulsa on that play. Let's see if they can make it up and do it again.
Wilson under center, 3 in the backfield, 2 of them Phoenix Jones and Ray Bentley. Hand off right side, and Bentley gets put sideways onto the turf. 4th and 4. It's exactly what Tulsa needed as you take a look at the tackling culprit right there. DJ Majesty with 1:08 entering the game.
Yeah, that right there is exactly what Tulsa needed, and a huge man like DJ Majesty with so many tackles this season, just bringing down a huge monster like Ray Bentley. Now punting it away is Mexico City, and Tulsa gets another shot at this ball.
They do indeed. Plenty of time left in this 4th quarter. Punt gone. Charles Ball waits for it, ends up with it in his hands, and that is going to bring us to a change in possession. Tulsa has the ball, trying to come back in Oklahoma. We'll be back. And welcome back into Tulsa, Oklahoma, 23-13. Mexico City has the lead, but not the ball. Tulsa trying to make a sting at this comeback attempt. Robinson gets a couple yards, 2nd and 8. He's been good. He's over the century mark, 23 carries, normal workload for a running back of his stature, and he's got 105 to show for it.
Yeah, Fran Ogoa really coming in and just putting a stop to him. As you said, Chris, Sanzo's been doing good today. Nothing spectacular, but he's definitely been showing up and doing his job throughout the game.
He's looking at an offset I formation here. 2nd and 8. Southpaw throws left or to the right side and an absolute clothesline. Takes out Sanzo Robinson. Pablo Zamora just laid the wood to him, and it is 3rd and medium.
Robinson definitely could have had an extra block in number 71 right there. He didn't end up getting it, which led 2 receivers to him, putting him at 3rd and 5. Tulsa sure does love setting himself up for these 3rd downs.
Got to give some love to Pablo Zamora. He's been all over the field tonight for Mexico City. Third down. It'll be a long throw, left side tipped and incomplete. That was a very dangerous throw for Corey Jones, and it nearly caused problems. That's Hantayumi in the area.
Yeah, just give him another one. He's up to 9 from this game alone. 9 on the season's nothing to bat your eye at for bat downs. Hantayumi's been all over this ball, and it's been showing.
Another quick punt, though, for Tulsa. That's the story here. A 3-and-out for the Mexico City defense gets them off the field. That's important. Jeffrey Daggs back deep for the return of this punt. Snaps a good one, and he'll kick this left. Or actually, he moves back right. Jeffrey Daggs has the football and some room to go, and he'll get out to the 26-yard line. Give Mexico City back the football. 6 and just under 7 minutes left in this 4th quarter of play, and probably going to see some Ray Bentley here. And don't forget, Matt Wilson still 1 touchdown away from taking the all-time passing touchdown lead away from Rocco Marconi.
I think we'll see that if we go semi-deep into the other side of the field. Right now, all I can imagine is Phoenix Jones and Ray Bentley burning the clock.
In the backfield, this is Ray Bentley trying to get through a couple of different desperados. That's not going to work. It'll be 2nd and a bunch as they lose 3.
Yeah, that right there is number 95, DJ Majesty, who we were just talking about earlier before the break, coming in and grabbing another deep backfield tackle on Bentley.
Couple tackles for loss on this day for Majesty. 2nd and 13. From the 24. Wilson to throw to the outside, working to try to get to the sideline. Broken tackle and stays in bounds. That's important if you're Phoenix Jones. Good work as the clock continues to tick, tick, tick away.
Yeah, that was a very veteran move right there by the rookie, Phoenix Jones, staying in bounds, burning the clock, and picking up yardage, ticking all 3 marks, and doing a great job at it, too.
Under center. Trips right, 1 to the left. Play action thrown from Wilson. That's a throw and a catch to the outside. It is Richard Montague for only his 2nd catch of the afternoon. 1st and 10 for the Aztecs.
Montague's been favoring the flats or going out to the out route, so they haven't really been throwing it to him as much as they possibly could be, but he's been an available option all game, so give it up to him for just playing that secondary option.
He's going to be at the top of your screen in this formation. 3 in the backfield. Montague, the only one out wide. Handoff, Phoenix Jones through the middle, has to break a tackle, and he does. Download the ScoreStream app and follow your favorite team for live scoring updates when you aren't able to catch a game live. You can follow just your team or the entire league. The first esport league on the app. You can download the ScoreStream app for your iOS or Android device right now and follow the SFL. 2nd and 4. The 43-yard line. That's through the middle for Bentley, and he goes nowhere. Make it 3rd and 4. And this is the biggest 3rd down of the game defensively for the Desperados as Jaden Swift gets another tackle.
Yeah, 3rd round pick Jaden Swift showing up that even a rook in the draft in the later round of it can still make a huge impact on this game, bring down a huge veteran like Ray Bentley.
See if Wilson can take what Tulsa's given him to extend this drive. Handoff, right side, not gonna get there. Bentley's taken down, and they do indeed force a punt in a 10-point game.
Huge stop once again for Jaden Swift, bringing down the Mexico City run offense, which is always a huge thing to do, forcing them to punt it away and giving Tulsa another chance.
And if Tulsa does manage to come back in this game, it'd be the 2nd time this season that the Desperados would come back against the Mexico City Aztecs. We'll see if that becomes a thing. And they're trying to waste some time on this. Get it down to a very minimal play clock and nearly blocked again. Tulsa's getting that close to taking that one away, as that will be fair caught at the 23-yard line. Tulsa trying to come back. It's a 2-possession game still, but for how much longer? You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Back again, Mexico City trying to hold on to a 10-point lead in a must-win Week 11 matchup here in the Simulation Football League. Chris Curtis, Dan Mitchell with you. Cameron Irvine, producer and commissioner for the league, is on the buttons in the back of us as we go to this next drive for Tulsa. It's a 5-wide set on first down. They look like they might be in line to take a shot here. Nickens, deep left side, and that is going to ricochet Plinko style to the sideline. It is 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that right there was a deep pass. Once again, the receiver on the ball, corner Han Tuumi, who would have guessed he's had his hand all over this ball. And don't forget, coming up next is Baltimore at Florida when this game concludes.
Absolutely. Cameron Irvine, Charles Doherty waiting in the Sunshine State for that one as we try to conclude things here in short order in Tulsa. In the gun, Deacon Nickens. Plenty of time, thrown towards Corey Jones, and again, it's Tuumi in the area who takes that one away. He's done a great job at neutralizing the Corey Jones effect with the Tulsa offense and making Deacon Nickens beat him elsewhere. And as of right now, they're not doing that. It's 23-13. Mexico City still with a 10-point lead.
At this point, if you're Deacon Nickens, you don't look for where your receiver's open. You just look for when Han Tuumi's not. That corner's just beating him on every route that he throws near him.
In the gun again, 3 to the right, maybe trying to throw away from Tuumi here. See where this ends up. Deep over the middle, tipped and incomplete again. And guess who? It's been the Han Tuumi show versus Corey Jones, and he does it again with another PD.
Back to back to back again. Han Tuumi has just been destroying Corey Jones this entire route. He is in Deacon Nickens' mind at this point. He is a laser knowing where he is going, and that was crazy. Great on him and great play, and now Tulsa's forced to 4th and 10. Not where they want to be this late in the game.
No, they do not, and they're at a place where they probably are forced to go for it with 3:47 to go. 5 wide. They need a first down to keep this game roughly alive. Has the football, 3-step drop, looks to throw over the middle, and guess what? Another PD, this one for Jeffrey Daggs. They force the turnover and give Mexico City the football deep in Tulsa territory.
Watch out, Mexico City's defense has been showing up. This time the secondary comes in to strike. Jeffrey Daggs just throwing down that ball. Possibly had a hand on it, but I'd be happy with just getting the turnover. Gives them better field position, honestly. And now they have the ball.
All right. So don't look now. But the Mexico City Aztecs have the ball deep in territory, or deep in positive territory. And you have Matt Wilson there, who's 1 away from beating the all-time passing touchdown mark. Do they try to go for that here? Handoff instead through the middle. It is going to be a 9-yard run as they continue to eke more time off the clock. It's Ray Bentley again.
Well, Chris, if they do score, it's either going to be probably Ray Bentley hitting his 90 or Matt Wilson beating the all-time record. Both are exciting. Matt Wilson maybe a tad bit more exciting on that end, but either way, we may just see record-breaking at the end of this game.
See what they have for us here. 2nd and 1 for Matt Wilson. And off again, Ray Bentley, plenty of room in front of him, out to the 5, to the 3-yard line. He gets taken down officially at the 4. It is 1st and goal.
Right, stop at almost the goal line. You said the 4. I'll have to agree with you on that one, Chris. Huge stop on Bentley. Wow, it is just a centimeter off right now for a halfback, or maybe they'll give it to Phoenix Jones and mix it up on us, Chris.
Maybe they'll surprise us and let Matt Wilson try to throw for it here. Looking at a bit of history. The other question mark is, do they let him do it on the road, or do they have him wait to do it at home? Under center in the offset eye for Wilson. First and goal. Handoff, right side. He's going to get taken down, though. They'll lose 2 yards, actually, to the 5. DJ Majesty on the tackle. Ray Bentley gets stopped. Not quite at 100 yards for the day.
Well, we're coming down to the 2 minute, and that was a great stop right there by Tulsa.
Was indeed. 120 seconds left in this one. Tulsa trying to get the ball back, trying to claw back into this one. Can they do it? We'll find out next. And back to it. Timeout called after that play. It's now 3rd and goal after that gets them to the 4-yard line. Timeout taken by the Desperados as we are back in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Things happening a little bit behind us. Looks like field judges did not get the signal we were away. So we are back to it. 3rd and goal. Nothing much of consequence. Under center. Matt Wilson. Handoff. Bentley. End zone. No, he doesn't get there. 4th and goal at the goal line. Tulsa with their second to last timeout.
Oh, right at the goal line, Chris. I thought he was going in there, and, I think that was Charles Ball who just really drug him and stopped him right at the last moment. Do they go for it? It looks like they're going for a nice, easy chip shot for Cole Varner.
Yep, so 4th and goal, they'll take the points. No need to really make anything more stressful happen out of it. Quick little left hash chip shot for number 15. Kick is up and on the way. Cole Varner adds 3 more, making it a 26-13 ball game. And if Mexico City is to win, they put themselves in basically tiebreaker purgatory with 3 or 4 other teams at the 5 and 6 mark. See if they can find their way through that mess, get themselves into the top 10. But Tulsa almost undoubtedly would end up back here in that 5 and 6 hole along with Mexico City. And this will be a kick down to Charles Ball, just deep in the end zone. 1st and 10 for the Desperados. Bring back out Deacon Nickens. Desperation time for those Desperados. Minute 49 to go in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, 2-score game right now, 13-point deficit with a minute 49 and 1 timeout is a very interesting place to be, Chris. They're going to have to play, and they're going to have to play fast, lots of ball air.
4 wide. Nickens to throw, quick drop, thrown towards the sideline, got to get out of bounds, and he does. Get the ball in Mike Osai's hands for 1 more. 5 catches, 62 yards, an unspectacular day for most of the receiving core for Tulsa, with maybe the exception of Jacob McCall, who actually has a touchdown in this game.
Yeah, they've been trying to pass the ball around, but no one's really been breakout besides McCall going into the 2nd quarter, where he had huge posts down the middle and then a touchdown.
I formation. Ward Nickens. 4 on the defensive line in a 13-point game. Got to start taking shots. Handoff. Robinson, room to move. He's got plenty of green in front of him. He gets out to the 40-yard line. That was nice. 41 is where they're going to mark him, and they'll run a no-huddle. High formation again. This time another handoff on a draw play. This time Robinson taken down with not so much as any ceremony on it. Now less than a minute 20 left in regulation. And taken down to the backfield. This is a sack for Mexico City. Tulsa put themselves in a real rough formation to go no huddle in. That's Tulsa's last time out. And Moises Avila, the backup defensive tackle, gets in to take down the quarterback.
Yeah, that time, Deacon Nickens had no chance. And now they just break through the line. And now they're at 3rd and 14. I'm assuming they'll take both shots at this, so they have 2 chances left to really bring it downfield on their own 36.
Yeah, they got to take some shots. And even if they make one, they then have to recover an onside kick. Their offense has been kind of flat in this game, and that's credit to the defense for Mexico City. That's long and strong and well away from the intended receiver, Mike Osai. It is 4th and a mile, and this will likely be, at this point, the last play on offense for the Tulsa Desperados.
Unless they make a miracle out of it, Chris, I have to completely agree with you, as 4th and 14 is not where you want to be. And I would give Mexico City the ball back, Tulsa no timeouts, and an easy victory formation to come out.
Yeah, see if that is indeed the case. Go over next matchups here in just a second as well. 3 to the left, 1 to the right for Deacon Nickens, if that's the way we go anyway. Time thrown left side. That's caught. Out of bounds he goes. That'll stop the clock at least with 1:06 to go.
Well, they make something out of it, Chris, making us talk to our own shame as they make something out of nothing and pull a glorious deep out route right there into a corner and moving downfield with a new set of downs.
Good job by Nickens letting that route develop as well before he's able to hit Corey Jones just before he gets out of bounds. 1st and 10. The Mexico City 45, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Making the play, Nickens taken down. They got to run no huddle again as we go to under a minute left. Everybody in position. They will snap it. Throw to the outside, trying to get out of bounds, and does. So in the event that things do not turn around and Tulsa does go home or does get out of here defeated against the Mexico City Aztecs, their next matchup does not get any easier. Charleston is their next match in Charleston. So that is not going to be an easy one. On the other side, Mexico City has a matchup against Florida. We'll see Florida here in a little bit. They have them in Estadio Azteca. 5 wide for Nickens. Moves in the pocket, throws over the middle, and picked off. Back the other way it comes. Mexico City's going to seal this game up. Jeffrey Daggs gets one that he deserves, as that one's tipped right in the breadbasket.
Right there, it looked like he kind of punched the ball away into Jeffrey Daggs' hands, and that was beautiful right there. I couldn't catch the number of who it was, but great, just throw away into Jeffrey Daggs' hands, and that's appropriate ending for the Mexico City defense to end this game.
1st and 10 for the Mexico City Aztecs with about 43 seconds to go. And that is going to put them in victory formation. And before we get into the postgame, give me who you think your player of the game is going to be.
Oh, that's a hard one, Chris. I want to say, there were so many career breakers. Matt Wilson was thrown out huge today. Mike Daggs didn't actually do much besides his record breaking today.
Yeah.
Oddly enough. Ray Bentley had an overall very, very good game. I think if I had to give it to anyone, it would just be Ray Bentley, but I got to give it also. Don't forget about Cole Varner, who came out here with some a single huge kick, along with other just stable kicks, bumping up their score this entire time. But I think overall, Hantiumi was just an overall glorious corner who had some great overall play, pass deflections, covering of Corey Jones this entire game.
Yep, fair enough. That is going to do it, though. The Aztecs take a 26-13 win. As the 26-13 win gets them to 5-6, going to Dan Mitchell for post-game thoughts.
Overall, both teams had a great play. You see, stats are actually very, very similar besides turnovers, and turnovers could have been very, very different if either team really played their defensive side of the ball with all the chances they had. Mostly Mexico City really had great pass deflects this entire game. Jeffrey Daggs had his hand on the ball many times, and Hantiumi had his hands on the ball too many times. Matt Wilson overall was throwing a great game, really finding his opening defenders, but they heavily relied on Ray Bentley, who did Ray Bentley things, moving down the field in very stable motions. He had a few great longs, but overall, was just their reliable halfback going downfield. Sad we didn't see a lot of Phoenix Jones, but when he did come out, he had a few great breakaways. Orion Taylor, unsung hero, I think, of this game. He had 2 sacks and just overall was pressuring Deacon Nickens the entire time. Great job for the rookie. On Tulsa side of the ball, Deacon Nickens was playing great at the early end of the ball. At the second half, it just kind of fell apart, and Hansumi shut him down, as we can see the player of the game.
It is indeed Ray Bentley. 1 touchdown, 98 yards on 22 attempts for him. A normal day at the office for the Hall of Famer. That said, that is going to do it here from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Chris Curtis, Dan Mitchell saying goodbye and good night. We send you now to the Sunshine State. It is going to Cameron Irvine and Charles Doherty for the next edition of the SFL on 11 Sports and for the fans. Good night, everybody from Tulsa.